What's going on, guys? This week we're going to be taking a look at the new Chef Drunk box and animation Throwdown. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the new legendary power combo card, Rooftop Drunk. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys up front about this. This power combo card right here is looking like it's going to be a really great powerhouse offensively during the Drunk BGE. And that's about as far as its usefulness gets. While its 19 attack is fantastic starting out base, you also have that 10 punch and that 9 craze, with that punch getting boosted a little bit more by the BGE boost for Drunk. It's not going to be as useful for those skills once Drunk is over, because you're going to be losing that extra punch, and on top of that, health-wise, you only have 44 HP, which makes this a glass cannon. This thing can get shattered so easily. So I would not recommend running this in any defensive decks unless you want to give your opponent an easy win. You do have that 13 shield as well for offense on other Drunk cards, so it can be a good support card for you offensively, but outside of a Drunk deck, this is not going to be doing you much favors. It'll probably be sitting in your inventory, collecting dust there, taking up space for a good chunk of the time when Drunk is not going on. The only other use I could see for this card is during Siege for a Drunk offense deck. I would not recommend running this in a Drunk deck on defense, as even though it does technically get a little bit of a buff from the Siege Island buff for being Drunk, with 44 base HP, that's still not much of anything, and this card can be taken out by better Drunk cards easily. Like I said, it is a glass cannon, so as far as pre-combos go, not the biggest fan of it. Now let's take a quick look at the legendary items in the box. First up is the new item, Wine Trio. This is going to be an attack item for an offense deck. With 15 attack, it's pretty good. 43 HP is, while not horrible, it is on the lower side, so I would not recommend running this in a defense deck unless you had no other better options. Skill-wise, though, you do have that 7 boost, which is really cool, because if you decide not to combo this card right away in your attacking deck, you can boost it up by 7 attack each time you make a combo down the line with something else. You do have 9 punch there as well, which is definitely going to come in handy a little bit, and during the Drunk BGE, that does get buffed up a little bit by the extra boost. The Cheer All 4 there does only go to American Dad cards though, so you are not going to be seeing much use of that outside of an American Dad deck in Siege, or unless you're running all American Dad cards for Drunk, but honestly, there's not too many you would be running in Drunk, besides maybe Roger, but he's more defensive than offensive, so you're not going to be seeing too much use of that skill in regular play. This next item we've talked about before, it's Brew Beer. This is the defense item. While its 9 attack is not great, 57 HP is phenomenal. On top of that, you have the 9 bodyguard that'll be protecting it from all the punches getting thrown around this BGE. It's going to be protecting it, as well as any cards that might be on its immediate left and right flank. You also do have 13 leech built into that as well to help keep it alive longer, and also keep in mind, during the Drunk bonus, that leech is getting boosted up a little bit more too, which is really good. And lastly, we have Vodka Beer. This is another item that we've talked about in quite a few boxes in the past. This is going to be a little bit more defensive item, but it can be versatile for offense as well. You do have an 11 attack stat, which is not horrible. And then, like I said, it's great for defense because you do have that 50 HP, which is nice. You also have 7 sturdy to help protect it a bit more to make it sturdier, hence the name of the skill, Sturdy. You also have 9 Motivate on it to other Drunk cards, which makes it a really good support card to run on offense or defense for your Drunk deck. Plus, you got that 10 Cripple, which is just always annoying for your opponents to deal with. The one thing I have to say that's not great about this card is that it does not make any combos at this point in time with Stand or Bender, which those are both really good characters to run in a Drunk deck, so that's kind of a huge negative against this card in my opinion. And that's going to do it for all of the legendary items in this box. Now let's take a quick look at the characters. First up is Eugene Belcher. This is a pretty good character to have, especially with the musical BGE coming up next, because as you might notice there on screen, Gene is a musical card. He is one of those rare few lucky character cards that has a trait built into him. So just like the music items will be getting the buff of the music BGE, so will this character card. So here's the thing about Gene. His 16 attack makes him great for offense. Defensively, his 40 HP is a bit on the lower side, so he's not that great for defense. However, during this current Music BG that's coming up, I do believe one of the perks that's going to be out there is you do get shielded for your music cards, so that might actually make him viable in a defense deck with that extra bit of shield against him there. Skill-wise, you have 8 Motivate, which makes him a great support card as well to build a line of him on the field. You also have 6 Hijack and 12 Gas, which makes him really good on defense for when you have that extra bit of buff to protect his health, because you can prevent cards from crazing against him, and you have that 12 Gas there to just really annoy the shit out of your opponents, which is always fun. And the other character in the box is everyone's favorite, or at least one of their favorites, Hank Hill. Hank is a phenomenal character to have multiple copies of quad fused. He makes some of the best combos in the game, especially for Disguise, that Devil Hank preach. So he's definitely good on offense with his 15 attack. It's one of the higher attack stats. 36 HP is insanely low though, so I would not recommend running a Hank on defense ever. It is, honestly, it's not even like high risk, high reward. It is like insane suicide risk with potential high reward. So would not recommend leaving Hanks in a defense deck unless you're feeling like gambling a lot. Skill-wise, you do have 10 recover and 10 boost though, which is pretty good, so if you decide not to combo Hank and combo something else while this card is on the field, you are going to make him a powerhouse real quick. After one combo, you will already boost this card's attack up to 25 and the health up to 46, and that can only get stronger if you choose to not combo him right away. His Cheer All 4 skill unfortunately does only go to King of the Hill cards though, so unless you are running a full King of the Hill deck, you're not going to be seeing much use of that outside of a King of the Hill Siege Island. That's going to do it for the characters in the box. Now let's take a quick look at the epic pre-combos. First epic pre-combo in the box is Church Wine Drunk. So this card right here has a pretty good attack stat at 18 for a epic pre-combo, but its HP at 32 is complete garbage. And honestly, the reason you want to have epic pre-combos around to begin with is usually to fill out your defense deck, so that's a huge con against this card. It has 8 boost, which can make its attack even stronger, 10 cripple, and 11 gas. Those are both good skills as well to help you kind of eat through your opponent's defensive card lines, but with 32 HP, the card's not going to be sticking around too long, so in my honest opinion, as nice as that 18 attack stat is, you should probably just burn this for the watts at any level of play. It's not that good of a card. And the other epic pre-combo in the box is Chef Cat Binge. This, in comparison to that other epic pre-combo, is not complete shit. While the 10 attack stat is on the lower end and not that great, it does have 48 HP, which does make it sort of viable on defense. It does have 12 heal, but that only does go to Bob's Burgers card, so unless you're running a full Bob's Burgers deck, you're not going to be seeing much use of that outside of Siege. That being said though, there are a lot of great new Bob's Burgers Drunk combos, so if you are running that type of deck, this could work out well for you. You do also have 10 Leech and 10 Gas on that card, which actually work really well for it on defense there. The 10 Leech will help keep it alive longer with its 48 base HP, and you have that 10 Gas, so you're going to be making your opponents pretty annoyed once you get them gas. So all in all, it's an option to run on defense. I wouldn't necessarily recommend running it at the upper levels of play, like if you're in a top, say maybe like a top 50 guild, probably not a good smart option to run. But if you're at the free-to-play level or like the moderate to light spender level, this is not a horrible way to go for you on defense if you need an extra pre-combo to round out your defense deck. And that's going to do it for the epic pre-combos in this box. So here are my final thoughts on this box. The legendary pre-combo, honestly, while it is really good for offense during the Drunk BG, is just going to sit in your inventory and gather dust the rest of the time. So that alone right there makes it kind of a terrible investment in my opinion. If you're buying a box for a PC, you want something that's going to be really good to work for you once the bonus is over. Otherwise, you're just wasting money from BGE to BGE, so it's kind of a shit card in that regard, in my opinion there. As for your items there, you have a pretty good mix of items. The Wine Trio is a pretty good offensive card. It's not as good as Thunder Cocktails because it's a little bit lower attack stat, but it's not horrible. Your Brow Beer there is the best defensive one I've seen so far for the new Drunk cards. You got a great defensive card there. And Vodka Beer is a pretty good versatile card, but it doesn't combo with two of the huge characters, which is kind of a negative in its regard there. Character-wise, you have two really useful characters. I wouldn't call either of them bad, so they're both good ones to have multiple copies of. As for the epic pre-combos, though, only one of them has any sort of value in my opinion. So when I factor in all of these together, I'm forced to give this box just a very basic average 3 out of 5 golden turd rating. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more Animation Throwdown content, be sure to subscribe. Till next time, peace.